This is the video lesson for 1.09 pre-writing process. And the objectives for this lesson says after completing this lesson, you will be able to demonstrate an understanding of the writing process. And there are 9 pages. I will go in this video through 1 through 8 because page 9 is the assessment instructions, and I'll go over that in a separate video. So this thing begins out, it's talking about Greek mythology, and it's got this little activity here, and you need to go through all of these tiles. There are 12, and it goes through these different characters. And it says, consider the connections between Greek myth and these modern products and companies. So take a look at that, and when you're done with that, then move on to page 2. Page 2 says the stories from Greek and Roman mythology were told orally. That means they were spoken. They entertained and taught any and all who listened. To capture an audience's attention, the story used the following techniques. So it talks about action-packed plot, descriptive details, major conflict, and realistic characters. So read through all of this and then go to page 3. On page 3 it says a mother's love. Most myths are no longer told orally. Instead, they have been recorded in countless stories by hundreds of authors. The pomegranate seeds is Nathaniel Hawthorne's retelling of the myth of Proserpina. So here's it lists the characters, Ceres, Proserpina, and Pluto. And so you'll need to read through all those, and then the reading Revelation. And here you're going to actually read it. It's got 2 parts, so you'll click on them and you'll read both parts, and it does have an audio version so that you can listen to it too. You need to do part 1 and part 2. On page 4 it says, now that you have started to explore this story, it's time to think about your own narrative writing. And remember, narrative means you're telling a story. So you're going to select one character from the pomegranate seeds and create your own narrative that tells a different story about that character. You're going to use narrative techniques and concepts you have learned. You're going to write a prequel or sequel to the pomegranate seeds. So you're going to choose one of these things, and it's got, or you can come up with your own. So it's got a list here of some prequel ideas that you can use and some sequel ideas that you can use, or you can just do your own. You can use, if you think that something else will work better, that's fine too. So here's this little thing about the different characters, and you can select the protagonist for your narrative story. You'll pick one of them, and that's either Ceres, Proserpina, or Pluto, and then you'll move on to page 5. On page 5 it says generating ideas. What? You have already selected a character for your story. Now you must identify the major conflict within the pomegranate seeds. So here's some questions that will help you think about your story and what to do. And then here are the different kinds of conflicts that there are. So character versus character, most stories are this type. It's when one character is mad or has conflict with another character. There's also character versus nature. These are stories like that one with Tom Hanks where he gets on the deserted island alone. It's just him versus nature. Or if you've ever read the book The K. There's character versus society. This would be like The Outsiders or Veronica Mars. And then there's character versus self. This is like, Schmeagol or the Green Goblin. There's the conflict is all within. But read what they write. What they write is better than that little summary I did. And read the whole page, and then go on to page 6. This page is about generating ideas. So this is the where, the setting of your story, and the setting is the time and place. You're going to establish the mood of your story here. And here's some good examples of words to help you. And also you're going to figure out your imagery, which is what makes a story good. And you're going to use this narrative planner. I will talk more about the narrative planner in the assessment video. But page 7, it goes over the different parts of plot. Make sure you click on the blue boxes and they will drop down and explain it to you. And then you'll move on to page 8. So on page 8 it talks about the how. And so you need to read through all of this. It talks about tone and point of view. Drop down this blue thing here to go look at the point of views again. And then also pacing. And I have another video for the assessment, so make sure you watch that as well. Thanks.